there has been a couple things going on. So, Joann stock has been delisted off of the NASDAQ stock exchange. So, this happened, I believe, on Thursday. So, here is an article. This article was put out right before the delisting. So, this is from Investor Place. And let me turn off the music here. We're gonna turn that down for a little bit. So, this says Joann stock plunges ahead of NASDAQ suspension. Joann stock will stop trading tomorrow. This article came out on Wednesday, so that's now happened. Joann stock is falling on Wednesday ahead of its delisting. Shares will no longer trade on the NASDAQ starting tomorrow. That's now happened. This is due to the company's recent bankruptcy filing. So it says when markets opened on Thursday, shares of Joann stock will be suspended and then delisted from the NASDAQ. That bankruptcy filing has Joann no longer being compliant with several NASDAQ rules and has also resulted in the Joann stock falling hard since filing for bankruptcy. Joann was made aware of the plans to delist its shares this week. The craft retailer took no action to appeal the exchange's decision. Its current plan is to be privately owned after the bankruptcy is complete. So how this affects Joann stock, investors are making one last-ditch effort to sell the stock before tomorrow's delist. Obviously, this article is dated. That brings with it heavy trading of shares. This is more than 1.7 million units exchanging hands as of this writing. That's above its daily average trading volume of about 1.1 million shares. Joann stock is down 19.9% as of Wednesday morning and down 82.7% since the start of the year. Investors searching for all of the latest stock market stores will want to stick. Okay, that's about it. So the stock has now been delisted, and I'll show you this. Sorry, I got to itch my nose real quick. The last price it was trading at was 11 cents. So 11 cents, and now it is no longer able to be traded. So here is the activity over the past month. So in the beginning of the month, it was at 51 cents, and it kind of went out at 11. I mean, that's such a ridiculously low price. Yeah. So you can now no longer buy and trade Joann stock. The company is now completely private, owned by lenders and the private equity group Leonard Green and Partners. So yeah, this is the stock over the past month. This is over the past 6 months. So you can see the bankruptcy announcement came in March. So you can see it went from 51 cents to 22 cents a couple days later. And, now it's, so yeah, anyone who did have Joann stock, they lost out. I imagine some people probably shorted the stock, which means they were betting on the stock to fall. So some people probably put some, so I believe it's called placing puts on the stock. I'm not a financial expert. And just a side note, this is definitely not financial advice. So that's the latest. Pretty crazy stuff, though. And, there's been a lot of activity. People are still, kind of reporting on what's going on at their local stores. And, I mean, it's just been a big mess. So in other news, though, let me find this other article. This is the only other really thing happening in the past week. So it says Gordon Brothers ponies up millions to boost Joann's liquidity. So this article says Gordon Brothers has provided a hefty exit facility commitment as agent for Joann Stores LLC to support the company's restructuring. When the fabrics and crafts specialty chain entered into a voluntary prepackaged Chapter 11 on March 18th, it announced it could wrap up its restructuring as early as late April. The private company that emerges from that process will be owned by some of its lenders and industry parties, it said at the time. Gordon Brothers is now providing $100 million to support that effort. The global assets company last year also provided a first-in, last-out credit facility to help optimize Joann Stores' balance sheet and drive free cash flow across the enterprise. In addition to our advisory and consulting services, our credit facilities extension will help secure Joann Stores' liquidity and support its growth, said Kyle Shonak, Senior Managing Director of Gordon Brothers Transaction Team and Head of North America Lending. The Joann retail chain operates more than 800 stores and an e-commerce platform, which have been running without interruption since last week's bankruptcy filing. The company's filing stated that it had received commitments for approximately $132 million in new financing and related financial accommodations and expects to reduce funded debt on its balance sheet by approximately $505 million. JOANN operated as a privately owned company for nearly a decade before its return to the public market in March 2021. The company was founded in 1943 in Cleveland, Ohio. So, I mean, hopefully this does help. I mean, yeah, we'll see. And just a quick caveat to anyone who's watching this. Even though JOANN has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, that does not mean the stores are closing. It's a reorganization, and they're trying to settle all of the company's debt. And again, I also just kindly ask you, please don't bug the employees at the stores or like go in and ask a bunch of questions or ask when their store is closing. They have not announced any store closings in related to the bankruptcy, and everything that's happening is it's really no fault of the employees at the store. So please don't make their job any harder than it needs to be, and don't don't be annoying, and don't be cool, guys. Just be cool. This is a top-down decision, and we don't. Again, we already realize, I'm sure the employee morale at these stores has been better. Probably not great. We don't really need to give the employees any more headaches. So if you are going to shop there, just be cool, guys.